In a time where the news is all about a new virus, many people are afraid to even go outside their houses. It was difficult just to get Frosted Flakes from the store. This is why I think we all need a little bravery in this tough time. Hello, my name is Blair, and I like to travel to new places. This is why I think it was a blessing that Lola was able to come and live in my household. Lola is a transfer student from Spain, and she's like a sister to me. On Facebook, my mom found a post from someone who hosted exchange students. She requested that someone be able to come take care of an exchange student from Spain. My mom thought it was a sign we needed to take her in because we were going to Spain for the summer. Imagine how brave you have to be to live in a stranger's house. I was also able to learn about Spain's culture. I learned little things like how they eat grapes when the clock strikes 12 on New Year. Can you imagine how the foreign exchange students learn another language that they can communicate with others, not in their native tongue? It's also unfathomable to me that they don't see their families all year. It has been enlightening to have Lola in my household and to meet her friends. One of her friends, Milena, is from Germany, and Anna is from the Netherlands. You have to imagine how courageous you must be to live in an entirely different country without your friends or family. So many people are seeking adventures we don't even know. If others can be brave, so can you. Also, if you're having doubts on hosting an exchange student, go for it. It will expand your horizons. Before Lola came, I also had a Chinese sister named Bibi. She was from Beijing, China. Her parents had to give her up because she had a cleft palate and needed money for the surgery. So we took her in, and in the beginning, she didn't know any English, but was willing to learn. Can you imagine going to a different country like China and not even knowing their language? Once more, can you imagine not even communicating with anyone? Determination is what we can all use to improve our bravery. Bibi ended up having to go back to China, and I think the reason we never adopted anyone else was because she was such an amazing sister and an outstanding friend. If you're having trouble being brave, ask for your friends' help. You have friends for a reason. They're there to encourage you, to ask them for help, and to make you laugh. Sometimes being brave isn't for the world. It can also be just to enjoy yourself. Whenever I was little, I was really afraid of roller coasters. If I didn't ride the Tower of Terror at Disney World, I wouldn't realize how fun they are. Riding roller coasters won't save the world, but is it fun? Absolutely. Sometimes it's not for fun. It's to keep yourself from hating something you love. Whenever I first moved to Midlothian, I wanted to do tumbling. You know, the sport where they do a bunch of flips. Anyways, I joined the gym and I didn't like the teacher nor the students I was tumbling with. My wrists hurt and she didn't even let me take a break. I was on the verge of tears and I didn't tell my mom until I got home and started to fall. If I ended up bottling up how I felt, in the future, I would hate tumbling and quit all my hard work. Before I truly quit gymnastics, I was able to do a back handspring, and I was proud of myself for it. It doesn't affect how big of acts of bravery are, like going to a different country or simply telling how you feel about something. It makes a difference that you are brave enough to accomplish your goal. I may just be in the 6th grade, but I think the smallest acts of bravery can add up to be something surprising. Do you think Rosa Parks had to be brave to go refuse to give her seat up on the bus? Do you think Gandhi had to be brave to lead a campaign against the British rule? Do you think Ruby Bridges had to be brave to go to an all-white school? If you look, these fantastic people were brave enough to go and fight for their freedom. Surely we can be brave enough to go and compete in life's challenges to push on what we think isn't right. Bottling up your opinions won't do good for anyone. Be brave and tell others how you feel about a problem. It's not like they're going to say, "Oh, Blair, that's just such a terrible idea. Your idea is trash." Most of the time, they'll like it. Miss Frizzle on the Magic School Bus says, "Take chances, make mistakes, and get messy." Don't be afraid to speak up. There is one last thing I would like to leave before I end my TED-Ed, and that's an analogy I created. Bravery is like an otter box. Only a few people can open it, and some people give up. But the otter box isn't useful until you put it on. Only so many people practice bravery, but it's not useful until you stand up for how you feel. My hope and goal for everyone today is to stand up for how you think, you feel, not anyone else's opinion. It could be a silent act of bravery, like sitting next to someone who usually sits alone. It doesn't matter what it is. You should stand up for it. Thank you,